Peace and blessings. Happy Monday. Welcome back, Life Warrior. It is so good to be with you. I am here to deliver your Monday message. I am Dharma Shakti, your host, with your weekly dose of something inspirational. I know that we are, if you're here on this page watching these videos, that you are a warrior in life, that you are really striving to be your best, to face your challenges, and to do the inner work that is required for you to show up as your best self and to continue to uncover your best self. So thank you so much for being here. I honor you for being here, and I have a great quote for you today by Mel Robbins. I've been listening to her Audible called The 5-Second Rule. Highly recommend it, especially if you are trying to get some projects launched or you're trying to step into a new chapter of your life. I've really pulled some great nuggets from that book, and I had to really pick which quote I wanted to share with you today because there's so many good ones. And one that I thought would be great to share with you all here on this Monday message at the beginning of this week, something for you to sort of chew on, to mull around inside, to help you show up with different intentions, with good intentions, with just being intentional in the way that you show up in your week. So she says something that I think that I speak to often when I am teaching my yoga classes. I just loved the way that she phrased it. And she said, the treasure you seek in life is buried within you. It is not in someone else. Right? The treasure of your life, not even the treasure that you seek. She said, the treasure of your life is buried within you, not in somebody else. We often spend a lot of time looking out at other people thinking they got it figured out. We spend a lot of time looking out at others thinking they're beautiful, they're talented, they're gifted, they have good luck, they, got the opportunities. They are the ones who have that creative ability. And as I often speak to in my yoga classes, if you don't ever take time to look within, you're not going to see the beautiful, talented, gifted, resourceful, creative person that exists right inside of you. I think that Mel Robbins is speaking to a slightly different perspective when she was offering this phrase. And, it's because she's talking about courage in her book, which is something that I know all of you out there, my yoga students and my clients, this is a topic of conversation that comes up over and over and over and over again. Not just with different students, but students who are hitting different milestones in their life. We constantly revisit this topic of courage, or often what I hear is that we don't want to feel afraid. We just wish the fear would go away. And, fear doesn't go away. It's always there. We can dial down the volume of the fear, but the fear is always something that's going to be a part of our human experience. And so, learning how to dial down the volume of the fear is a great practice, right? To not believe everything that your mind tells you. But however, the best antidote to fear is courage. And let me just tell you that courage doesn't always feel courageous. When you're doing something courageous, it doesn't feel courageous to you, but it looks courageous to everybody else. So it's one of those kind of I think elusive things that many of us are trying to figure out. How do I do this? How do I show up with courage? What is courage? I don't feel courageous, so how do I know I'm doing it? Well, if you're feeling fear around something and you're still leaning into it, just know that that takes courage. Again, it doesn't feel like courage, but it is the courageous thing to do. And so what Mel Robbins is speaking to in her book is having courage, and the treasure of your life exists within you, not within somebody else. And so, when we have the courage to ask for help, when we have the courage to put ourselves out there and do something, when we have the courage to reach out and make friends with somebody, or ask somebody out on a date, or ask them for their phone number, or, when we have the courage to send a DM to somebody because we want to connect one way or another, it's not that other person has the treasure. You have your own treasure, and by you stepping into your courage, by you saying yes, right, and not hesitating, that's how you unlock the treasure of your life. It's not by doing the act of courage and the other person saying yes or no, or getting back to you or not getting back to you, that the treasure is revealed. It's simply by you stepping into the courage and moving into the choices that you want to make, but you hesitate to make. Right? The treasure of your life exists within you. It's not in somebody else. So it's not always about the reply or the response or the reaction that you get from the other people in your lives when you step out into courage. It's about stepping out into courage. When you step out into life with courage, when you step into the thing that is difficult, even though you feel afraid and you still do it anyways, that is how you begin to excavate the treasure that is you. That's how you begin to excavate the greatness that is within you. It is not always in the results, is what I'm trying to get at, and it's not always in the outcome. We are such a culture that is driven by results, and we are such a culture that is trained to give value or worth to something based on what was the outcome. And I think that it's really important that we also, not that results and outcomes don't matter, that's not what I'm saying, but we forget the value of the efforting that it takes to be courageous, the efforting that it takes to put yourself out there, the efforting that it takes to face the fear, the efforting that it takes to face the difficulty and the challenge and the heaviness of moving through the things that keep us stuck. That is where you begin to unlock the treasure. Not necessarily in the immediate results is where your treasure lies. It is in your ability to do those things. It is in your ability to lean in to the resistance and to override the hesitation, to not listen to the mind that's going to give you 500 reasons in that moment to hesitate, but to go anyways. Right? The treasure of you exists within you. The treasure of your life, the gifts of who you are, exist within you, not in the other people that say yes to your projects, not in the other people that hit the like on your YouTube video, not in the other people who hit the like or leave a comment on your Instagram post. It doesn't exist in those people responding to what you're doing. The treasure of you is excavated by you being you, by you saying yes to move through those very awkward, challenging, difficult, almost counterintuitive moments in your life, to put yourself out there and to make the ask, to be assertive, to launch the project, to say yes to the offer, to make an offer. That's where you excavate the greatest you. And so I hope that this video is finding you at the perfect time. Have the courage to start to lean into the direction of the things that you are desiring to do and be, right? Have the courage to step in and say yes, because it is in that saying yes and in that leaning in and in that utilizing your time that you begin to excavate that treasure of your life, the gift of who you are and all the gifts that are ingrained within you. They're just waiting for you to be excavated, but you gotta lean in. You gotta move through those moments that are challenging, and you gotta just show up and allow yourself to do the thing that doesn't feel courageous, but I'm telling you, it is courageous. We often don't feel like we're doing the courageous thing when we're doing something scary. We feel like, oh my God, I think I'm making the wrong decision. And if you feel excited and scared at the same time, it's the right decision. And if you are leaning into a moment that you're like, oh, really anxious about, and you're not really sure how it's going to turn out, but you're doing it anyways, I want you to know that that energy that you're feeling is fueled by courage, that is courage. Okay, I hope this video found you at the perfect time and that you allow yourself this week to have courage, to exercise courage. Right? Courage means to come from the heart. And so coming from the heart, listening to the heart, and I will just, add to this video in my sermons on the bluff from this weekend was give your mind a demotion and give your heart a promotion. It really takes courage to listen to your heart, and the word courage means to come from the heart, to live from the heart. And you know, when we live from the heart, it doesn't often make rational sense. And to do things that don't make rational sense, I'm not talking about doing unsafe things. You know what I mean. When you get that idea and you're like, that's great, and then 5 minutes later the mind's like, I don't think that's a good idea, and you hesitate. That's what I'm talking about, in that gap, right? Not letting the hesitation of the mind take over and leaning in and showing up and moving through it and doing the courageous act of following that heart is where you start to excavate, dig out the treasure that is your life. All right, have a beautiful week. I hope that you lean in to the things that your heart is calling you to this week. And I will see you next week for another wonderful Monday message. Peace out, bless up, from my heart to yours. So much love from me to you. Namaste.